Alright, and we're back. It's chapter
4.
The story with no name. It's me, Maddie.
And Micah.
And we're still doing the same things as before.
When we last left Ricky, he was on a train to freedom. And by freedom, I mean Utah. It's funny because we live in Utah.
Wait.
The mountain state with the mountain lake. It's the Salt Lake, it's made of salt. Let's see a young Maddie's perception of how trains work.
There was a sudden jerk and a screeching of the brakes. The train whistle blew over the screeching before the train stopped. I sat up slowly. The mid-morning sun shone brightly through the doorway. The train slowed to a halt. I got up and looked out, searching for the guard. He was a few cars down, looking into one of the cars. It was now or never. I hopped out and started to run. Okay, I will say,
Ricky does nothing but run.
I think I actually took JG's words to heart because that first paragraph wasn't terrible. It was brief, you know?
You didn't
anyway.
explain every single.
There wasn't parentheses. Those parentheses get me every time.
So bad.
They're so bad. I hadn't made it more than a few feet when I was caught by the collar of my jacket. I squirmed around and struggled to get free. It was the second guard. He had his club in hand and was taller and bigger than the one back in my hometown.
So
Level up. It was then I realized I had bad luck with those guards.
You know, when you're going out for the old train hopping and you have bad luck with those guards.
Oh, Ricky just has the worst luck.
Calm down, kid.
He grumbled as I tried to get away. He led me to the ticket office. I wouldn't let this stop me. I tried to run to get free. The guard got fed up with me and hit me in the shoulder with his club. I yelped and stopped struggling.
That's it.
He said to me, as if he were trying to tame a wild horse.
Hi, I'm Guard, the wild horse trainer. And here's how you tame a wild horse. You just gotta hit it. Hit it in the shoulder. Hit those horses,
Like
boy.
Ricky is... I can't say enough how much Ricky just gets beaten up. This entire story. Okay, his grip loosened slightly. I didn't run yet. I needed to be able to slip away quickly. I stepped up. I stepped up the steps. I stepped up the steps.
What's that, Maddie? What'd you do? What'd you do on the steps? Did you fall down them?
He stepped up the steps. Once I was on the platform, I spun around and he lost his grip.
Hey!
I ran and was followed by him. I dodged the people around me. They soon got out of my way once they saw I wasn't going to stop. I ignored the shouts behind me, telling me to stop. Two people carrying a crate walked in my path. I leaned my weight to one side and slid under the crate like a baseball player would when sliding to home plate.
Ricky is so cool.
Like I said, he's a lone wolf. He's learned his lesson a time or two. He doesn't enrage anyone. I got up and kept running, but stopped when I heard a crash and men shouting. I looked back and saw all three men on the floor with the crate's contents. About 50 chickens.
What?
So the crate had 50 chickens in it.
How big was this crate? Better yet, how big were these two guys? Carrying like 3 chickens is insane. That's heavy. You've held a chicken in the last week.
They're not like heavy, but like you need
50 of them are.
Well, let's just say it's the 1950s. No one cares about animal rights because PETA wasn't born yet.
I assume you're talking the character from the Hunger Games.
Yes.
Cake boy?
Cake boy.
Cake boy.
I laughed and walked away, leaving the shouts behind me. I was close to the border of Utah, but still in Idaho, in a little town called Millard. I wandered around the streets looking for a place to eat. Here, there were 2 classes, and only 2 classes. Greasers and Socias. The greasers wandered the streets, would shout at them from their fancy... Wait.
No, you're not having a stroke. This sentence is gibberish.
The greasers wandered the streets, would shout at them from their fancy cars like they were the greatest thing this world had ever seen. Also, I only know one brand of car, and it's Mustang.
Oh, apparently.
Once, a cherry red Mustang swerved halfway onto the sidewalk in front of me and shouted stuff like grease or white trash, my personal non-favorite, in parentheses, before they pulled away and sped down the road. I finally ended up right back near the train station, filled with greasers and their girls. Wait. Hey, all stared at at me. I walked up the pop.
Hey, See, Maddie at 15, Arizona schools are the lowest in the country.
They were the lowest in the country. My teachers went on strike because of it in my senior year.
Arizona schools are worst in the country, and they don't teach 15-year-olds punctuation, or about the letter T, or, you know, anything at all.
Hey, all stared at me. I walked up the pop machine. I got my Pepsi Cola and drank it.
There was a pile of hay with his girlfriend, Hayette, and, you know.
I was starving and needed something, so I drank slowly while they kept talking and glancing my way.
I'm starving. I haven't eaten in, I believe at this point, 3 months.
No, the
Okay, no.
2 months.
So let's give a timeline. Funeral happens.
That's a week.
It's been a week.
Yeah. 2 months.
2 months passed since then.
And then a day.
And then a day. It
So
has
it's
been 2 months since.
Let's say 2.5 months.
2.5 months
Because
since
that week, you know? And then there's a couple of days.
Hey kid, you knew?
One of the girls in her car asked. I nodded. She was tall and blonde. Yeah, that's like the only girl I knew what was. Anyways.
Tall and blonde. I wonder who this was based off
Who
of.
does this remind you of? She was pretty in a way that made you think she's up to no good.
You ever see a gal that's so pretty you think she's gonna rob a convenience store?
Can we talk about how I write woman like how men write their woman?
Yeah, like this,
That's like the most male beta line I've ever read. Anyways.
Then maybe I could show you around.
She said, coming closer and closer. Parentheses. Don't get me wrong, I would have taken her up on that offer. Most definitely. ... But not on an empty stomach. I got to get my priorities straight.
Ricky is a skeleton. He finally figures out what he needs to do. Eat. 2 months have passed. Ricky has not eaten a bite.
2.5 months.
Hey, cut it out, Julie.
I looked and saw a kid older than me standing by the door, wiping the grease from his hands.
What? I'm just having a little fun.
She smiled at me with those incredibly red lips. If I throw a stick, will you leave? I guess I must have crossed the boundaries on that one, because every girl in the car gasped while the kid by the door nearly fell on the floor laughing and gasping for air. It's not that funny. I'm not gonna lie.
You called that girl a dog.
Yeah, basically. After a few short seconds, she sped off with the rest of the girls, leaving nothing behind but their dust.
She's a handful. You did good.
He turned to me, roughed his brown hair.
I'm Sean.
Ricky.
I saw you scuffle with the train cop. You alright?
I'm fine.
Well, if you need any help, just ask.
And he went inside. I finished the rest of my pop and left the bottle. I was starving and wanted food. Still. It's been 2.5 months.
Ricky is a simple man. He is starving, and what does he want? Food.
Food, then ladies. I don't understand, because he was like, yeah, she's hot. I'm gonna call her a dog.
You can't focus on the ladies when you're searching for a good old grub to eat.
I think Ricky's about to get the shit beaten out of him again. I finally spotted a restaurant a few blocks away. It was a diner that apparently wasn't too popular.
No.
Dinner?
It was a dinner.
I think I might be dyslexic. It was a dinner that apparently wasn't too popular, judging from the few cars that were parked outside. I crossed the street but never made it to that dinner.
If he doesn't eat in this chapter, I'm pronouncing Ricky dead, and we will draw Ricky as a ghost from here on out.
I passed by an alley and was pulled in and shoved against the brick wall. It was dark and I could just make out 4 figures.
The Ninja Turtles? Wandering on the wrong side of town, kid.
I was minding my own business. Let me go! I tried to shake off whoever was pinning me. But the curse of being weak was one of my strong suits.
Pipe down!
And I was punched in the gut. Pretty unfair, I choked out. All of you against one kid? I hate Ricky so much. I hate Ricky.
You want this to be fair?
The one pinning me to the wall hissed. Wait, say it again.
You want this to be fair?
They let me go, but blocked the exit.
Fine. Just you and me.
Before I could even think, I was hit in the stomach again. I found whoever hit me, dodged his second throw and third, then took a chance and jabbed him. parentheses, or more accurately, at him. I missed and he got me in the face, then the gut again. I was down and it was a free-for-all. I was getting hit and kicked and I thought I was going to die, as stupid as that sounds.
Has not eaten in two and a half months, is getting beaten by 4 teenage mutant ninja turtles in my mind. No, that does not sound stupid. You are going to die.
But then something happened. They ran. It couldn't have been the cops. There weren't any sirens. I tried to get up, but couldn't. I blacked out. There's a lot of...
From here on out, you could make a case. Ricky is in hell from here on out.
Ooh!
Like, Ricky did just die. He blacked out, and this is purgatory.
I'll give him some little, devil horns. I was hot and didn't know where I was. I opened my eyes. I was in a dim room, laying on a dirty and thin blanket. There was someone else in the room, but his back was to me. I sat up and groaned. I was aching all over and had a headache. The person turned around. It was the kid from the gas station, Sean.
You're awake.
How did you...
You're awake. How do Southern people say?
You're awake, darling.
You're awake. You're awake. Hi, I'm from the South. You're awake. There you go.
That's the one you're gonna go with?
No, I can cut any...
Do it again.
You're awake.
How did you come to that conclusion? I went to wipe the sweat from my forehead with my shirt, but found it was missing. Where's my shirt? He held up my ripped and bloody white t-shirt.
Not much of a shirt. Didn't your pop ever teach you to choose your fights?
Not really. He was never around.
Here.
Sean tossed me a black t-shirt. I pulled it on slowly.
What's a kid your age doing wandering around over there?
I've never been here before.
What are you running from?
What makes you think that? He cocked his head and raised his eyebrows as if to say, really? I rubbed the pink of my arm and didn't answer. He didn't need to know.
I see. Who got the drop on you out there? Well, this accent is getting worse and
Here's
worse.
the thing, it's the accent and the dialogue is straight ass. I don't know. All I remember is one of them had red hair.
Sounds like Jack.
Who?
He's after his brother. Ran off. What does that mean?
Jack's backstory, I'm remembering now, is that his younger brother ran away, and it's like...
Jack ran away and he's looking for his brother, but
yeah.
He's after his brother, ran off is gibberish.
What does that have to do with me?
Who knows? He's power crazy.
It doesn't make any... Where's my jacket? Sean tossed it to me. I dug through the pockets.
Nothing in there except a letter.
I groaned. Now I had no money. How was I supposed to eat? I had never been on the streets before. So far I had been caught twice, beaten up, and robbed. All in 24 hours.
You okay?
I gotta go, thanks.
Listen, not that I'm a doctor or anything, but you wouldn't last another day out on your own.
I can take care of myself. Explicitly not.
I think every
Explicitly not.
Well, you're doing a great job at that.
I took a step to the door, but Sean blocked it. Move. He didn't budge. What do you want?
Let me come with you. You're obviously not strong enough to get to Arizona on your own.
Hey, you read my letter! You read my letter!
What do you say? Let me help you?
Why do you want to help me so much?
Let's just say it's something that needs to be done.
He said quietly. I really hate this. Reading it with someone just makes it so much worse.
What, the fact that Ricky's shorter and Sean just said, let's just say it's something that needs to be done?
It was clear he wasn't going to budge unless I agreed. But why? Why did this person want to help a kid from the streets? He left the door, got a jacket, and stuffed a wad of dollar bills in his pocket, and opened the door. Wait, we're leaving now? You were just about to leave now!
Train leaves in an hour, and you need food.
I couldn't argue with that. I stepped out of the shack. It was an extra room to the gas station. Sean turned out the light and led me through the dark and outside. It was cold out, and soon I was shaking instead of sweating. What time is it?
Around 7? Let's go before the corner store closes.
I had no idea what this greaser had planned, but I was so worn out and hungry that I followed him, and something told me he had done this before.
See, it's Sean's basic move. He finds a young shirtless boy.
No, he makes him shirtless.
Makes him shirtless. Then he makes him financially dependent. Cuts out all his friends and family.
The other people robbed him. Sean didn't rob him.
Well, sure, but he sure is like, hey, kid, depend on me. This is predator behavior. Sean is a predator.
Sean, yeah.
We'll see you next time on Im-Micah, the
Maddie
story
and
with
Micah.
no name.
I can't take this anymore.